Hey, my name is Brian from theguitarfactoryoc.com. Come along with me today. Let's up your strumming game, okay? We're going to jump into a little practice of strumming along with the metronome. Play right along with me, and after you playing with this one video, I promise you your strumming's going to get a lot better, a lot more rhythmic, and you'll be on time better. Okay, let's jump right into it. Okay, I know a lot of times when we see strumming patterns, we're just so focused on the down, ups, down, ups, but we're not understanding where those downs and ups are coming from or how those are decided. What it comes from is simply subdivisions of the beat, okay? We gotta really remember that subdivision word. I know it's kind of like doesn't make sense now, but I'm gonna show you what it means. But when we have a beat on a metronome, this is gonna be our initial pulse. I put a metronome on at 65 beats per minute. This is our what we call quarter note. We usually get 4 of these in a measure. So they're called quarter notes. When I strum these, that's the beat. There's no subdivision. It's just the beat. Now when I divide this beat into 2 strums, we're gonna get what's called 8th notes, okay? Here's the beat divided into 2, subdivided into 2 strums. So you could hear this other strum, this up strum happening between the beats. We've subdivided it into 8th notes. Now here's where the strumming patterns that you really love that are usually happening, they incorporate some what's called 16th note subdivisions in there. And when you can add those in, it really ups your strumming game. So how we want to do that is just how we did the 8th notes. We're going to simply take the 8th note idea, put it into 4 strums per beat, okay? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And those little things I'm saying, 1 E and a 2 E and a, that's just me counting out the number of the beat. And those are just some syllables most people use to count what those strums are instead of downs and ups, 1 E and a. They just kind of give them a syllable so it's easy to say, hey, let's make this strumming pattern 1 and we know what ones we're skipping on that. So you might hear that a lot when it comes to subdivisions. But if you could get good at your 16th note strumming subdivisions, that is the foundation of why you see your favorite guitar player's hands doing this for the entire song. But you might notice they're only connecting to the strings for maybe a down and then an up, then a down up inside these. So the subdivision's happening in their mind mechanically, but the strum will either hit the string or sometimes ghost and not hit it. And that's what makes these patterns you see so much of down, down, up, down, up. It's because they're just doing the 16ths, but the subdivisions, okay, are either hitting and connecting those strings or not. So you and I right now are going to practice how to get better at these. Just jam along with me. I'm going to get a metronome going, and we're going to have some fun doing a few different patterns to up your game of strumming using the 16th note subdivision. Okay, for example number 1, I'm going to throw the metronome again and stay at 65 beats a minute, and we're going to just do these 16th note subdivisions connecting with our pick the entire time like that. Let's use an E minor chord. Nice easy one that you can use all 6 strings on that. So I'm going to get this pulse going, and we're going to think 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Play with me. Make the first strum louder so you can count it. Keep going. Help to nod your head, tap your foot, connect with that metronome. A little longer. If you can do that to start a little bit every day, that's going to start growing your strumming patterns right there. Very cool. Let's move on to example number 2, where we're going to do a little mixture of some 8th notes, quarter notes, and we'll throw in some of those 16ths there. Okay, so for example number 2, I'm going to use the same the same beats per minute, so we use the same 65, and we're going to use that E minor, stick to that chord. You can do chops or whatnot, but let's just kind of stick to an easy chord. This is all about your right hand right now. So we're going to do it like this. We're going to do a quarter note for beat 1, quarter note for beat 1. We're going to do 8 notes for beat 2, so you're going to get a down up. subdivision of 2 there. And for beats 3 and 4, we're going to do the 16th notes like that, okay? Let me do it to you slow without the metronome first. So it's going to be like a 1, then it's going to be 2 and, then for 3, 3 and then 4, 4 and we'll loop it like that, okay? So I'll go plenty of times. You can catch on with me. If you mess up, just jump back on where we are with that. Okay, so we're going to go like this. 1, 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 2 and 3 E, 1, 2 and 3 E and a 4. Okay, great one to practice. It's got each kind of subdivision you need. It's got the chord note, 2 8ths, and 2 groups of those 16ths to build it in there. Let's go on to number 3, where we're going to start to mix it up a little bit more, where we're going to combine subdivisions for the beat. Okay, so for example, number 3, what if we did in one of the measures, we did an 8th note for like the first beat, but we're not going to do the 4 subdivisions 16th. We're going to go just the last 2 16ths. So what I mean is like 1 E and a, we're going to skip the E. We're going to go 1 and a, 1 and a. So that up that we normally do is going to be what I kind of call ghosted. 1, it's going to ghost and up. It's the same feeling of going 1 E and a, 2 E and a. Just the up strum you do, that up, the first up, is going to be ghosted. Watch. Okay, I know it's a little tricky, okay? But we're going to do a series of those to get comfortable at those. I kind of call them the gallops because they sound like gallops when you get them going like that. So, taking our time with this, we're going to go 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. See how my hand is still doing the 16th subdivision. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. But I'm skipping the E with my hand, but I'm still doing it here mentally. Okay, those are really important. Those are in so many strumming patterns. So I know it's a little tricky to combine that one, but just think, it all came from practicing the 4 down, up subdivisions to 16th, and just sometimes we're going to take the pick away from the strings to get that sound. And that's where you're going to be playing like your favorite artists that jam, just kind of strumming, but they're not always connecting on there. Okay, we got one left for number 4. This is going to be one that will kind of mix a little bit of that with some quarters and 8ths. All right, number 4, we'll put everything together. We'll do a quarter for beat 1, 2 8ths, the down up for beat 2, and then we're going to do that new subdivision for beat 3 that does the gallop, which is the 3 and a. And then for the 4, we'll do the 4 E and a. Okay, so let me do it off the metronome first. So it goes 1, 2, and 3 and a 4 E and a. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And a 4 E and a. Okay, I'm going to do it with the beat here. And it's a little tricky. Take your time. Catch on with me. I'll loop it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. Okay, how cool is that one? Imagine if I'm switching chords with that one, like. And that's where you start getting a little bit more advanced with your strumming patterns and hopefully understand a little bit why there might be downs and ups in a pattern like that. It comes down to subdivisions. Okay, hope that was helpful. Check in next time for another lesson. And if you liked the video, go ahead and click like and subscribe to the channel so you know when I drop new videos.